They're very open-minded. You do your thing, I do my thing. Yeah. Touch.
Yo, yo, yo.
Please don't let stop.
It's
Okay. Nah, don't. Why is the Matrix attacking my camera? Give it a second. Dublin Crypto Boss, can you hear me?
yeah,
Yeah, I can hear you.
Right, okay. Don't know what's going on with the camera. It's fine. Let me just turn off my camera 1 second. Yo, yo, yo.
Yeah, it should be all good to go now. It's live on your co-host.
All right, cool. I'm gonna do the disclaimer now.
Mazzolino.
All right, got Zishan in the room. All right. What's good, people? It's your boy Fadlan, aka Ninja. I'm gonna mute Mr. Harding because he is on a train right now. Okay, yes, what's good, people? It's currently 10 minutes past 8 p.m. UK time. Monday, the 29th of May, 2023. Welcome to another episode of The Game, a free weekly financial literacy webinar. Every single Monday, 8 p.m. to 9:30 UK time. We've got an international audience. We've got people tuning in all the way from the Caribbean to America, all over the world. So please do check your time zone. That's Monday, 8 p.m. to 9:30 UK time. And to join our free weekly webinar that has been running, mind you, since 2020. What you do is you go to instagram.com/blockchain.sensei, or you can go to our Twitter, which is Blockchain Sen. You click on our famous Linktree link, and then you simply click on the Game and NFT Fridays Zoom link. We may go back to the Eventbrite format where you have to register on Eventbrite, but for now, it's just directly on Zoom. So, quick disclaimer before we get started on today's topic, which is having a look at some of the richest families in the UK. Quick disclaimer, terms and conditions. All content is for education, information, and entertainment purposes only and should not be considered as investment advice or a recommendation to buy, sell, hold any assets, nor place any trades. Please always do your own work, guys.
Research.
Our content is intended and should only be used for informational use only. It is very important to do your own analysis before making any investments, which should be based on your own individual circumstances. You should always take independent professional advice from a professional advisor. Alternatively, independently research and verify all and any information you may find in our show that you wish to rely upon, whether you wish to make an investment decision or otherwise. All investments come with what, guys?
risk.
So please always do your own research. Neither myself, Dublin, Crypto Boss, Mr. Harding, Keish, HMD, aka Hamdi, Zishan, and everyone else tuned into this live are financial advisors. This is the 29th of May 2023. Since Blockchain Sensei's inception, if you go to our team page, we've never had a financial advisor on our team. However, we are working in collaboration with several accredited advisors. So if you're unable to mitigate your risk, please contact us immediately so we can refer you to an accredited financial advisor. Now, on this episode of The Game, we will be taking a look at some of the richest people in the UK. Just before we do that, I would like to iterate that the latest episode of Technically Speaking is out now. Now, what is technically speaking? Technically speaking is our third show. Obviously, we've got the game every Monday, 8 p.m. to 9:30. Stocks, crypto, live founders, etc. Reports. That's the kind of vibe for the game. NFT Fridays, every Friday, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Same Zoom link if you've got the Zoom link for the game, where it's a bit more fun. And we have a third show, which I'll admit we're not so consistent on. The game, we've been consistent since 2020. Every single Monday, 8 p.m. to 9:30. Never missed a show for 3 years. NFT Friday has been running for about 18 months. We've not missed any NFT Fridays. I think maybe 1 or 2, but I think, yeah, either 0 or 1 or 2. Technically speaking, let me put it out there, we should be putting it out once a week, but sometimes we're not the most consistent, so we'll try our best. Now, if you want to encourage us to be more consistent, please leave a like and comment on the latest Technically Speaking. This is a chart show hosted by myself, Zishan, Keish, Wukash, Mr. Harding, and Dom. So we rotate the host for this. So me and Zishan did one 3 days ago, breaking down the markets. I still hold a bearish sentiment overall. So please like and comment on the latest Technically Speaking, and actually comment. We want more Technically Speaking. If you want a chart-focused, consistent show that we upload every single week, because we've been a bit inconsistent because we're a really busy business with clients, etc. And we don't get paid from YouTube, believe it or not. We've not made a penny off YouTube. So, yeah, please comment on this as we'd like to continue to provide value on a Technically Speaking chart side. And then one more thing, just before we get into James Dyson, unless Mr. Harding wants to talk about the family that he's been looking at, is I am now moving forward, putting my neck on the line. What do I mean by putting my neck on the line? What I mean by putting my neck on the line is I'm literally putting out calls. Okay?
Don't do that. Don't put your neck on the line.
I will put my neck on the line, sir. Okay? So I put out a call on both mine and Blockchain Sensei's Instagram, stating that I believe Kadena is at a very, very good bottom right now, technically speaking. And if you guys go to if you type in Blockchain Sensei Kadena, and you'd like to learn about the fundamentals, 11 months ago, nearly 1 year ago, we broke down Kadena with our homies. So if you'd like to know a bit more about the Kadena project, it's a very, very interesting blockchain with founders, including but not limited to founders of JP Morgan's blockchain, and also the founder of blockchain itself is involved in this project. So I won't go too much into Kadena, but please check out that. And from a technical point of view, we're on an extreme low right now. We are, how much X is that from the all-time high? Stupid. Like, do you know what? This is actually not the all-time high of Kadena. The all-time high of Kadena is about $23. This chart just doesn't show it. And I don't want to give time predictions or whatever. I won't break this down too much. But as you can see, there is a potential good bottom. Do your own research, do your own analysis. And yeah, this is a very good, technically speaking, support. Can Kadena go lower? Of course it can. This is not financial advice to buy Kadena at the current price, but I'm just letting you guys know that I did deploy a bit of capital in Kadena with the intention to sell, and I gave those buy and sell prices on the latest, not the latest, but in a recent post on both mine and Blockchain Sensei's Instagram. And then finally, I would like to further promote, before getting into the juicy of the webinar, I'd like to further promote that, and this is why I'm doing trade calls as well, to further promote our emerging or re-release of our trading service in collaboration with Ridzool. You just click on the link tree in our Blockchain Sensei Instagram bio and fill out the form, and yeah, put your Telegram, your phone number, and I will personally call you. Me, Ninja, will call you and organize a one-on-one with you to see where you are at your trading journey and see if you pass the minimum requirements to be able to be on our Signal service coming out in June sometime. Okay, so Mr. Harding, would you like to start off with your family that we're going to break down, or would you like me to go first with James Dyson? Mr. Harding's on a train right now, so
Yeah, I think it would be good for you to go first, Ninja, just to give him some time.
Oh yeah, he's on a train right now. So
issues right now, yeah.
All right, cool. So these are some screenshots that I took. Sort by You sort them in the right order. All right, cool. Let's get it. Let's get it. Open with. So, the famous James Dyson, inventor of Dyson. So, Dyson is a very, very known tech company, known for making very innovative products, including but not limited to, or most known for, their vacuum that doesn't require, how would you say this? A bag. James Dyson, founder of the company Dyson, as of 2021, the company revenued $7.9 billion annually. So let's have a look a little bit about James Dyson, the founder, Dyson's journey as a company, and what lessons we can learn from James Dyson and the Dyson family. So James Dyson did have a bit of a head start in life, unlike ourselves, as in me, Keish, and Michael, who grew up in working class families. So he did, in fact, attend Gresham's boarding school and excelled as a long distance runner. Now, James Dyson has quoted himself, has said himself that this period of his life where he got into the discipline of something and excelled in something, that during the time being a long distance runner, contributed towards his tenacity and discipline to be an innovator in the world. Lesson number one, which is why I always, always at Blockchain Sensei, we also encourage people to take care of their health. So James Dyson then attended something called the Byam School of Art in his teenagehood, and then he proceeded to go to the Royal College of Art, where he studied for 4 years, and upon graduating, he got a job as a graduate at Rotary Controls. And then James Dyson was mentored by a great man called Jeremy Fry, who is not as successful as James Dyson. James Dyson did then proceed to outperform his mentor. But the lesson from this is that a great person, a multi-billionaire, one of the richest men in the world today, did in fact have somebody who he worked under as an employee, took knowledge from him, provided value in that company, worked his way up. In fact, let's go over to the Rotary seat truck. Despite the fact that James Dyson did not have the right qualifications, Jeremy Fry, as recorded history documents, gave James Dyson the opportunity to take on the challenge, and he did that successfully. Then James Dyson proceeded in 1974 to innovate something called the ball barrel. So this is basically the innovation is the actual ball, so you can actually go sideways and not just go one way. And then James Dyson, he loved fusing design and engineering to solve problems. He registered his own company in 1974 so he could sell the ball barrel. And this was around the time which he left his first job at Rotary. So 1978, Dyson got impatient with the air filter in the ball barrel. And then in 1979, he started studying the cyclonic separator to remove dust from the air. He spent 5 years building 5,000 prototypes before getting to the DC-01, which is the first successful bagless vacuum cleaner. Now, what's the lesson that we can learn from this? Going on to tenacity, 5,000 prototypes. Let me bring it to you guys. Has anybody here, including myself, done 5,000 trades? I don't even know if I've done 5,000 trades. I know I've definitely done like 500 to 1,000, but you guys want to be traders? A lot of people watching this. Remember that James Dyson did 5,000 prototypes before his successful profitable innovation. Remember that figure. Okay, so James Dyson got 900,000 from bank loans, and he partnered with his old mentor. So what are the lessons that we can learn from this? We can learn that It's very important to have a mentor. It's important to learn from someone. If you have the opportunity to learn from the job, do so. He tried 5,000 times. He left his job and his mentor. And then upon getting bank loans and developing his first successful product, he then went back to his old mentor and then became partners. And this is something that we do at Blockchain Sensei. We teach people, we teach people from zero to something. And then the actual goal of our students is to not continuously extract money from our students for an extended period of time. The actual goal of paid lessons Blockchain Sensei, anyone interested in mentorship, let us know, is so you can graduate from being our student to being our business partner. Case example being Dublin. He's in the middle of paid mentorship with us, and we hope he can work alongside us with regards to development, etc., and expanding the business. And actually, most Blockchain Sensei team members are ex-students. Okay, so his first sale was mail order catalog. That was the marketing back then in the 80s. And then one of the most successful products was the GeForce vacuum, which was sold in Japan. There was a lot of commercial success, and it won a prize in 1991. So in 1993, they opened a plant in North Wiltshire in the USA, I believe. I'm 80% sure that's the USA and not the UK. Someone fact check me on that. Okay, so the power of relationships. Okay, so by 1995, that was my birth year. It's my birthday, 28th of June. If anyone wants to give me some crypto, 15th of June. Sorry, 15th of June. I'm 28. So 1995. By 1995, Dyson was the top-selling vacuum in the UK, despite it not being retailed at Comet. If any of you guys remember, actually, does this? I say remember, like the business doesn't exist anymore. But yeah, so there's a UK store for our international audience. Comet UK. Yeah, so there's a UK store called Comet, and they sell, appliances, etc. House appliances. And by 1995, well, during the time in 1995, Comet was the biggest UK retailer for housing appliances, so bigger than B&Q, etc. I don't know what the biggest is right now, but 1995, Comet was the biggest. And despite Comet not selling Dyson products, I don't know the reason why, but they weren't selling Dyson products for whatever reason, Dyson was still the top-selling vacuum in the UK. Now, James Dyson happened to be friends with a guy called Lord Howe, okay? And Lord Howe's wife happened to be the board of directors at Comet. So what happened was, I bought 300 Kadena after you posted Ninja. Damn, nice. But that's obviously not financial advice. So, despite for whatever reason, in 1995, Dyson being the most sold vacuum in the UK and there being resistance at Comet, which during the time was the most popular retailer for home appliances, etc., the way James Dyson was able to smash through that deal was because Lord Howe, who during the time was a friend of James Dyson, his wife happened to be the board of director of Comet, and they skipped through whatever bureaucracy, and then Dyson was then placed in Comet stores, furthering its global revenue streams. What lesson can we learn from this? The power of relationships, because relationships can get you in certain doors, aka get your very, very well nationally sold product into the best retailer of the time. Okay, so what else have we got? Then from 1996 onwards, James didn't enjoy his managerial role of dealing with multi-millions of pounds and focusing on sales and marketing. He wanted to go back in the trenches of what? Innovation. So he ended up hiring a CEO Martin McCourt, became the CEO in 2001. What's the lesson from this? For those of you that are tapped into the Blockchain Sensei story and journey, let me retell it very, very quickly. Started this journey in summer 2020. It was an idea that was in my head. Partnered with Mr. Harding in late 2020. I was the CEO of Blockchain Sensei for a period of time, naturally, because I was the original founder. And then I stepped down as number 2 with Mr. Harding being CEO in maybe like summer, late 2021. And now I've actually stepped down to number 3 with Keish being number 2 in the company. So that's a lesson for the founders. One of the biggest lessons that I always tell founders is you may not necessarily be the CEO forever, and you should acknowledge when you partner with somebody and that person outperforms you to step down. So big ups to Martin McCourt for taking on that role in 2001. So they did have some failed products as well, such as the Contra Rotor. That was less successful. And then Dyson moves productions to Malaysia, right next to my country, Indonesia. They've had other successful products such as the Air Multiplier bladeless fan. In 2002, James Dyson founded the James Dyson Foundation, which encourages engineers and scientists. Now, Dyson in 2015 acquired a battery firm, and they actually plan to compete with Tesla. They then proceeded to build an electric car. And then it was announced in 2019 that it would not hit the roads because it was not commercially viable. And then Dyson then pivoted as a business with regards to building electric cars, and then decided, you know what, we're not going to build electric cars, but we will move on to solid state batteries. And the business lesson from that is the ability to pivot, the ability to know when something is not working for you and pivot in a way where you can work with your competitors. So I don't know the exact dealings with Dyson and Tesla and if they're doing business at present moment in time, or if Tesla's a customer of Dyson. If anyone wants to do your own research, do your own research. I'll admit, I did all my research on Dyson today, so this is not something that I'm extremely well versed on, except the research that I've done today and I'm sharing with you guys. But I do believe that that's an interesting business move, because then instead of Dyson competing with electric car companies such as Tesla, which technically speaking is not an electric car company, it's actually an energy company, but I digress. They've positioned themselves to be able to work and serve electric car companies rather than compete, because that's not their specialty. Their specialty is high performing home appliances, right? As of 2021, they've got 14,000 staff worldwide, 4,000 of which are in the UK. I believe this is a very, very significant stat, considering the large proportion of staff that they have in the UK. And currently, James Dyson and his family are worth around $9.8 billion. This is a obvious typo. And then, as of recent, of course, Dyson in latest news is investing in AI robotics to make better vacuum cleaners that essentially work by themselves. So that's a little bit of background on James Dyson and the Dyson family. Yeah. Next up, let's have a look.
Do you want to go back to back? Do you want me to do one? You do another.
Oh yeah, sure, man. What do you want to
do? Because obviously my ones, you know, these billionaires obviously don't want all their information out there. So these are, I would say, for lack of a better term, these are typical billionaire activities. Is what I would say from what I've looked at from these two families. But I'm gonna go through one individual called Len Blavatnik. Obviously, he's actually from Ukraine, but moved out into the UK. So I'm gonna run through this guy right here, Len Blavatnik. He's done a number of quite interesting things, but yeah, he's one of the richest people in the UK. He was born in Ukraine in 1957 and moved to the United States in 1978. And then he attended Harvard University, got an MBA. Then he went to launch a company called Access Industries in 1986. Access Industries is a conglomerate with holdings in chemicals, oil, telecommunications, real estate, technology, and media. So basically, he got out of Harvard and built a company that owns everything. I'll repeat, in chemicals, oil, telecommunications, real estate, technology, and media, right? So he's estimated to be worth around about 17.5 billion on Forbes. He's literally over double that, which is not accurate as we know. So it's most likely more than this. Yeah, he then also funded a chair for Jewish studies in Oxford University, and his own different schools, and he made his own scholarships and awards where he's given almost 1 billion over out into sciences. But yeah, I think his story is quite an interesting one because he's he's gone and done, you know, the normal studying route, but then when he built a business, I think it being such a diverse thing, it goes to show that he had a large scale plan to have ownership in basically everything. But let's just have a look at his this quickly, so we can see. Yeah, he's got his MBA at Harvard Business School. Then he made a fortune from Russian oil, his Russian oil company, and billions in dividends have been paid to him. And after that, he purchased Warner Music Group for 3.3 billion, and he took the company public in June
What?
2020.
He did what?
Yes, bro.
He purchased Warner Music for 3.3 billion and
And he
took the
just
company public in June 2020 at
yes,
quadruple the value. Oh
yes,
my
he
lord.
quadrupled his value, bro. He just took it public. Simple. Done
My
one little
lord.
chess move.
He done the 4x on the billions.
Bro, easy, just one little chess move, boom.
Ah,
But yeah, basically, yeah, he has different holdings and stakes in his chemical firm, energy, and so on. But yeah, I think his positioning is quite interesting. But let's have a look at some of his companies. So this is one of the main companies that came up. And these guys are basically, this is like his tech wing, I would call it. And there's a bunch of different companies under this as well, that you guys can see, that have different holdings in. So what he's done and been able to do is build out his own portfolio. But one of the main areas that I've seen is being a lot of med tech, real estate, and things of that nature. So there's this company here, and this is
sorry, by medtech, you mean biotech, right?
no, med tech. Med tech is a thing, bro. Medical technology.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah. But yeah, biotech is like, I guess, inside med tech, I would say. It's more generalized.
Mm.
But yeah, 4D imaging radar that provides solutions for senior care, automotive security, and smart home and robotics, which is
Wow.
quite interesting. So looking at this
And look
company
at that.
here,
Like they're on series E. So they're on A, B, D,
they've
C,
been here, bro. Series E, bro. Yeah.
A, B, C, D, E.
Yeah,
Yeah,
bro.
E. Yeah, fifth funding
So
round.
they've got capital for whenever they need, bro. They've got lifetime capital, but as you can see, they've been funded an amount of just a bit shy of 300 million. But as you can see, what he's got going on here, it's quite an interesting one. When you look at what's going on here, what they're actually doing here. This is obviously a very low quality video, fake matrix numbers, whatnot. But one thing that was quite interesting is that they have basically got this scanning technology through this chip, and they've now been able to actually be able to monitor literally. You can see this child now, but you can get extremely in-depth data from basically capturing the outside externally, and you can see this here as well, which is very, very interesting. I think that this space has a lot of innovation to be done, but yeah, I think that this is something that's quite interesting to see that he's got a little pool in something like this. But I would say for most billionaires, they are the market, they are the economy. So any new technologies that are to come, they are directly most likely going to be the ones that are actually the inventors of that. So yeah, I think that's pretty much me. If we look at Access Holding, which is what he created, the first company, he's from Ukraine, so as you can see, he's still pushing and praying and putting out the support for people in Ukraine. But as you can also see, he's all over the globe with what he's doing. And yeah, it's quite interesting to see that what they're doing now is deploying capital in basically every sector to help support and scale it and grow it, but also and basically they have ownership over all sectors, which is quite interesting. And then look at their shareholders. I mean, these guys are hand in hand with the government. British International Investment, that is the government, no? European Investment Bank, Europe. So yeah, these you can see the type of shareholders that they got as well, and their partners that they're sitting with, like Mastercard, um, and Blue Orchid, etc. These are just really positioned for global projects, not just a project in one specific regional area. These like a partner like Mastercard, that's just global expansion. But yeah, this was something that I saw that was quite interesting. But yeah, I think he's done a lot of different things to help support people with the scholarship that he's done in sciences and stuff that he's done with Oxford, and stuff like that. And yeah, I think overall his journey has been quite interesting. Going the normal typical education route, but building out something that um, is hand in hand with everything that everyone needs. I think that's one of the reasons why he became a billionaire, because he's actually directed his energy towards what fuels the world. I don't think he's
That's
really
and
skipped.
that totally ties in with James Dyson. Like he was always about how can I create solutions for home appliances. And that was the mission for 30, 40, going on 50 years. And the one time they pivoted to electric cars, it didn't work.
Yeah, yeah, there you go. And funny enough, Dyson, they've actually created headphones as well now.
Oh,
They got
really?
they got a pair of headphones that has an air filtration system on it that you can like put in your mouth.
Sick, sick,
It's one
sick.
of
Let me
the
just
most
post
recent
up this
things
live.
that they got out. But yeah, do you wanna run through the next one? Then I'll
Yeah,
get into the next one after you.
yeah, 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 yeah,
But yeah,
yeah.
my billionaire stories are pretty much typical billionaire stories. There's nothing insane.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, of course, of course. All right, so we've got an exciting family to break down next. The richest family in the UK, who y'all should know more than the Kardashians. So let's crack on, lad. Let's crack on. All right then, all right then, all right then. So the group we're gonna look at is the Hinduja family. So the Hinduja family are, as of 2022 and 2023, the richest family in the UK. Sir James Dyson and his family combined together are the second richest family in the UK. But you know what's so funny? They still have Indian citizenship. The richest family in the UK are Indians. The first and sixth richest, mind you. I'm sure they have British citizenship as well. I'm sure they'll have like dual citizenship. So, let's quickly introduce the family. So, first of all, let's just go to the main website. So, first of all, RIP the head of the Hinduja family, who passed away quite recently. I think it is quite admirable that you go to the website of their business, Hinduja Group, which is a multi-industry conglomerate founded in 1914. Now, what's the significance of 1914? Anyone in the crowd can tell me the significance of 1914. Why was this year so significant? No one? Let me just double check so I'm not absolutely chatting shit. 1914 to 1918 was
First World War. First World War.
First World War. Yes, I was 95% sure, right? And now I'm 100% sure. Amazing. So the significance of 1914, and by the way, this is the data set that I've downloaded live on Zoom. I did not think about this when I was doing research. I'm saying this right now, top of the dome. So 1914 was World War One. So imagine the Hinduja family started the biggest, richest 35 billion pound sterling, so $40 billion valuation business at the start of World War One. What are we in right now? A global recession / depression. What are we all doing here? Building. Because the greatest companies, historically speaking, are built in recessions and depressions. Okay? Including social media. And e-commerce. If anybody studies the late 90s and early noughties stock tech crash where Amazon did like a 97% drawdown. Anyway, let's bring on to present day. So it is a transnational conglomerate that have their fingers in pies, including but not limited to automotive, oil, specialty chemicals, banking, finance, IT, cybersecurity, healthcare, trading, infrastructure, media, entertainment, power, and real estate. So that's a little bit about the company. What now I don't want to go too much into conspiracy in the matrix, etc. But what's that thing that is accepted as unfortunate common knowledge because it should be obliterated in the minds of people? Has anybody heard the phrase "don't do business with family" or "don't mix business and pleasure"? Right?
Yeah.
I believe those kind of phrases are here to misguide us, because evidently the most powerful companies in the world are family run. So, the foundation was laid by Harmanand Deepchand Hinduja, a self-made young entrepreneur from the fabled town of Shikarpur. An entrepreneur, committed philanthropist, and visionary. So that was their grandfather, I believe. Okay, Michael's back. Mr. Harding's back. So the four, well, now three, because RIP Mr. Srichand. The three people, recently four, people at the top of the Hinduja multi-conglomerate food chain, respectively the children.
Speaking, we're now approaching London Euston, our final stop.
Let me mute him. Okay, so sorry, these are the children of the founder, not the grandchildren. So Srichand was the oldest. He died at a grand age of 87 years old. Now I believe the person like running the very top is Gopi Chand. So I'm sorry if I butchered your name, my friend. Gopi Chand is currently 83 years old, and his brothers Prakash and Ashok are respectively 77 years old and 74 years old. So there's quite a bit of a gap, 83, 74, and 77. So what are some of the things that we can learn from this company? Now, so quick tweet string on the Hinduja family, ranks the richest family in the UK. So one of their properties happens to be this legendary 18th century building, which is a residence in London's Carlton House Terrace. It's based near Buckingham Palace and is made of 4 interconnected story buildings, boasts 30 bedrooms, and is worth about $250 million. Let's take a look at some of their acquisitions. So the Hinduja Group acquired one of its most significant enterprises in 1984, where they bought the Gulf Oil, which is like in the the Middle East, Dubai sites. This year, in 2022, 2023, I believe this article was published. The company's shareholders are set to receive their highest dividend payout. Now, if you don't know what a dividend is, there's stocks, public equity, aka public equities in the stock market, that every quarter they pay you a little dividend. One of them being Starbucks, for example. I've got quite a few shares in Starbucks, and they give me a nice little change every quarter. The group also acquired. Sorry, go on. Hey, I'm gonna mute. So the group also acquired Ashok Leyland in 1987, which is now India's biggest vehicle manufacturer. Also, one of the companies that they own, which I think is pretty dope. Oh, again, the Ashok Leyland. Where is it? I think it was this company. Oh, here we are. Yeah. So Ashok Leyland sets up an all-woman production line at Hossa, which I think is pretty nice. But yeah, I won't dive too deep into this family, as I had limited research time. But I think it is very, very important. The takeaways from this is, first of all, if you're going to study anyone from the UK, James Dyson is more known, but these guys are wealthier as a family, quite a bit wealthier. I think about 7 to 10 billion. And they're a family that own a multi-industry conglomerate and have their fingers in a lot of places. They've also made a lot of media appearances. They've built elite ties with celebrities. Got the co-sign from that side. They're also friends with a lot of politicians, and they've been seen wining and dining with the royals, which I guess boils down to networking again, and positioning yourself with people in power and people in high places. So that is just a little bit about the Hinduja family. Over to Kish. You there? Is he there?
Yeah, one second, bro. Yeah, 1 second.
Right, cool.
Yo, I just
Okay.
got to the station so I can do my bit straight after Hish.
Yeah, nice, amazing, bro.
Cool.
I'm glad. What's it? Yeah, what's it? You guys with me? Yeah, you can hear me.
Yes, sir.
Okay, sweet. So the next couple of people that I'm going to go through is the Rubin family. So it's David Rubin and also his brother, which is Simon. These men were actually born in India. Yeah, they're born in Mumbai, came out of Mumbai. But they started trading metals, and Simon was importing carpets, right? So they were just doing trade. Literally, they were doing shipping, exporting, importing, and selling, right? And then they mainly took that funds from that and put it into real estate and started building their portfolio. Another thing that they did, which was quite good as well for them, they invested in Russia and Kazakhstan in the 1990s. And they were active in trading aluminum. Yeah, so they've done commodities trading, and they've done basically importing from other locations and regions and selling locally in whatever regions they are, most likely probably in the UK, etc. So that's sort of a little run through of how the brothers started out. David, we're gonna get a little bit into David himself. So this is David Rubin. They're saying that his personal net worth is about 6.6 billion. But yeah, basically, what these guys were able to do with these funds was not only just heavily investing in real estate, they also basically just began to build a huge portfolio. That was their sort of main task. So yeah, mainly real estate and technology. So in December, this was one thing that was prominent. In December 2016, is it 2016? Yeah, in December 2016, they sold 49% of their data center business. So they have a data center business. They sold 50% of it, basically, to a consortium of Chinese investors for nearly 3 billion, right? So they sold their data center business to Chinese investors for nearly 3 billion, which was Global Switch. So let's just quickly have a look at Global Switch, so you guys can see and get an idea of what actually sells for 3 billion. So super prime locations in tier one markets. So these guys have got data centers. So what this is basically servers that capture and have all of the data of whatever it may be from businesses, users, and different accounts, etc. So yeah, this is what they sold. Large data centers.
Data is the
And
new oil.
there you go. So yeah, I think this is something that's quite interesting to see. I mean, there's a lot of the Russians and the Chinese that are mentioned with a lot of these billionaires. I mean, this one was Chinese, and previously this one was Russia and Ukraine, and doing oil and business with them, etc. So I think that's quite interesting to see people working with quite prominent superpowers within the world, and working quite closely with them. So let's have a look at some of their companies. So from, I believe this was from David himself. Let's just go. No, this was from Simon himself. This is a couple of companies that Simon's mainly front facing and pushing at the moment. So one of them was this business. It's a real estate business. What they do is they basically create, it's almost like flat pack homes where you can just build it very quickly. Everything's pre-built and then shipped over. So normally it will take a long time to build a house from scratch. They pre-build and basically build a house, building, whatever it may be, modularly, which can obviously save costs, and they can actually obviously make very sustainable products from that. So as you can see, all of their design elements and things are done in the UK in-house, and then they are able to ship out these parts and assemble buildings on site extremely quickly, just with panels, and very easily. So this is quite an easy, not the most easy business, but I think it's quite an easy business. And quite understandable, quite cool. That they've got their own warehouse, and I'm sure that most likely, because this guy is a billionaire, he's probably using this company for all the things that he needs to build and do. And this is another business that he's sort of created out of it, in a sense. Because I would imagine that a lot of billionaires, if they want to do something, they would have to either work closely with a company or create their own to do it. So this is what I think this is. Another thing that they own, which is quite interesting, was One Dome, which is like a one-stop shop for buying or selling a house, which was something that was quite interesting as well. It was a bit Shark Tanky, the person that comes in, they get their thing, they put in their offer, and it either gets approved or not. I think that something like this could definitely utilize blockchain technology, and it's basically simply like quite similar to a blockchain property platform. So this was quite interesting as well. But yeah, from what I've seen is that their main path and main goal was to build a large portfolio, and they were successful in doing that, and that's sort of how they made their success. But in the early days, it was hustling, exporting things from other countries and getting them in and selling them for a good price locally. So yeah.
Alrighty,
Maza,
alrighty.
Maza, let me jump in. Let me jump in. Or I'm gonna jump in on my laptop. But right now, I don't know why there's a Maza going on in this train station. Jesus Lord.
No problem. I can't hear you. You can't see you currently.
I'm jumping in on my laptop. Yo, can you hear me?
Yo.
Yeah, we can hear you. Yep.
No, it's not going to fill my headphones. Right, cool. I'm gonna whiz through this because for some unknown reason there's a bunch of hooligans in this place that I'm in the train station. This has been a myth for me. So let me just whiz through this real quick. So one of the things I wanted to start off with and pointed out was the top richest Africans in the UK in comparison to the richest people in the, you know what, I'm just gonna go out here because these men are taking this. Yes, it does. Yeah, that man are chanting. So can you hear me better now?
Yes, sir.
This side's closed. Lord. Hold up, guys. This is mythical what you got to do for the dedication. Oh, now the flipping laptop's dying. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna whiz my bit in 5 minutes. All the links that I put for the research are on the YouTube, so you can go check them. I'm just gonna finish it up and wrap it up on this. I just wanted to highlight the richest Black Africans in the UK, 6 billion. And we look at the numbers that we've seen on the richest people in the UK in comparison to the Americans. Elon, 219, Jeff, 171, Bill Gates, 129, Warren Buffett, 118. In comparison to the wealth in the UK, top is 35. Pretty lacking out here. So the main person you want to check out is Pousaz. He's got a few investments in fintech. He's worth 7.2 billion. He mainly did it through an e-commerce company called checkout.com. Check him out. He's now working in fintech, so basically sideways crypto. He's based in Dubai and Switzerland. Then we've got Sir Jim Ratcliffe, who's going to be taking over Manchester United. His company's turned over 65 billion. It's a company called Ineos Chemicals. He's from Manchester and went to University of Birmingham. Big shouts to my man. Watch out for him. Pousaz, two companies that he's invested in. One of them is called Crypto, which is plug and play, basically a way of filtering your passwords. This bit's closing as well. Can I be here for 5 minutes, 4 minutes? So, then you've got another one is called Flip, which is a way of sending dollars over the internet, which is using blockchain technology, most likely. Then Quanto, which is a financial tool as well. So then the other person that I was looking at was Lakshmi Mittal. Now, Lakshmi Mittal, he's worth several billion as well. Let's get the exact numbers of what he's worth. So Lakshmi Mittal on here is worth 16 billion. He's down quite a bit, as you can see, in comparison to where he was before. But what I found interesting about him, is really going on a Crunchbase about him, is he's actually on the board of Goldman Sachs and also on the board of Airbus. So the way that I found out what he's investing in is by going a little bit deeper. He's in something called Cirrus Internet of Things. He's also in the Mittal Steel Company, which is his main bag. Now, there's other side hustle. He's on the board for the Airbus group. So I looked at what kind of things the Airbus group been investing in. Carbon engineering, which is used to capture carbon dioxide out of the atmosphere and into transportation, fuels. And also Hawkeye 360, which is a way of mapping the world in 360. And then thirdly, Cleveland Clinic is on the board of this as well. And something that they've invested in is MediView XR, which allows for people to develop augmented reality X-ray vision for surgery and remote collaboration for surgery. So those are my ones. Sorry it's short. Sorry my signal is terrible. Sorry it's been a bit of a choppy one from me. Family first is what I've got to say. But yeah, I think that's a good enough episode of the game from us today. Thank you ever so much for you all tuning in. I'm going to shoot. If you guys want to carry on for questions, do so, but I'm going to shoot off.
Thank you very much, Mr. Harding. Thank you.
See you in a bit. Bye.
Dublin, are you there, my friend?
Yes, I'm there. Yes.
Okay, amazing. Sorry, I was super busy this weekend, so I'm only just looking at your WhatsApp now. Could you please share with the people what happened with you and somebody trying to scam you? Basically, just quick context, guys. Dublin has paid for a 101 lesson package with Blockchain Sensei, of which he completed half, and he's going to proceed to the other half. We gave him extremely very reasonable price, which I think Dublin would agree. And he messaged me with regards to basically said, yeah, I'm grateful for your support, etc. Somebody tried to scam me. Could we just get that story for the YouTube?
Yeah, of course. So here's how it happened. Like, so it was literally on LinkedIn. The guy approached me, like, is how he started. He approached me saying, "Oh, let's connect." And then I was like, okay. So I accepted his request. And then a couple of days later, he sends me another message on LinkedIn. I'll read out what he said quickly.
Yeah, let us know. Because the lesson from this, guys, is beware of scammers. So let's just go over this scenario real quick.
So
we can share it with them so they can learn.
So he said to me, like, he says, hey Dubem, he said, hey Dubem, I noticed that you're an IT cloud specialist like myself. Let's connect. And I said, okay. Then he says, just took a look at your profile, impressive work. I've vetted your work history and experience and think you'd be a great candidate to join our IT cloud and software focused marketplace. I work with a number of IT specialists like you, enabling them to exploit their skill sets through delivery via online courses. How does adding in an extra 50K to 100K to a revenue stream this year sound? Check out this short video. And if you're open for a virtual coffee this week or next week, let me know.
Okay.
And then he says, and then he gave me a Zoom video to watch, and said it was a half-an-hour video, and he was talking about how they integrate AI and help build a website.
You said it was a Zoom video, so was it a live webinar or was it not live?
No, it was just him talking. So he's pre-recorded.
Right.
So it was a pre-recorded. So he just like gave me a link to watch the video, and he said, "Oh, yeah, he can help build a website. He can help build my website." And what we'll do is that he said, I've got the knowledge, and then we're going to build the website where you provide online courses. You'll be coaching people, and yeah, and he said then within 60 days you should be able to get the training done, and then you could make like 10,000 selling the course. And then
what was the value proposition? What exactly would you be teaching?
Oh, teaching how to get into IT, teaching people how to get into IT, like you know how they have boot camps, teach people how to get into, like showing them skills, like all this stuff like they do on Udemy, like showing them skills. And then he was saying that his stuff. Then he said after watching the video, he now asked me to join the Zoom, and he said that on the same day he was now saying, so normally I'll charge £26,000 for my services. He said he normally charge 26,000, but I'm going to charge.
This is now you on a Zoom with him live.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're actually speaking to him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then he said, I really want to help you. Like, I want to help you win, because I don't see many of our, because he's a black, I don't see many of our black brothers doing this training session. And
wait, was he UK based?
Yeah, UK based, yeah.
And you could actually see his face.
No, he didn't see his face. I didn't see his face. No, I did the audio. Like, no, I didn't see his face. No.
Right, but he had a UK accent.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then he was saying, "Oh, I'm gonna charge you 7,700." Then he was like, "Why? What can't why can't you do it today? Like, he was like, why can't you do it today? Like, what's stopping you from not signing up today? What's stopping you from not signing up today? Like, if you're serious about this, like, you'd sign up. And then he was like, is it budget? And he's like, he was then telling me how much can I afford? Like, and then how much can you afford? And then how much could you pay? Then maybe 30 days later. And then I was just like, no, I'm not having it. I was just like, not interested. And then he said he was going to call me again to follow up, and then he didn't call me.
Okay, so he wasn't selling you crypto trading or anything. He was literally
No.
selling. So I don't know. I don't know if that's a scam. Like, something can be overpriced, but I don't know if that was actually. Do you feel like it was a scam? The story doesn't sound like a scam. The story sounds like somebody trying to sell you a very expensive product.
Maybe not
That's
scam,
what
but
I'm-
maybe, yeah, it could be. Yeah, true. But it's just like there was no website. I didn't see no website. Like, it's compared to this, I didn't see no website. Like, you just like, whereas you guys, you got a website and you're very out there. I didn't see any work, like the way you do your work, like the way you're very open, like, and you're transparent with all your stuff you do. I didn't see any of that.
Okay. No, that makes sense. So this guy didn't have like a social media profile or a YouTube or anything like that.
Just LinkedIn.
Okay, yeah. I mean, it could have been a scam. It could have been a scam, most definitely. It sounds like an overpriced product, but it could easily be a scam. So the lesson from that, guys, is, in fact, don't part your money with anybody who doesn't provide you at least a baseline of freemium. That's what I would say to people. The baseline of freemium. So the baseline of freemium for Spotify is you can listen to music but with ads, and then on the phone you can do shuffle. The baseline freemium for Blockchain Sensei is we provide an insane amount of knowledge for free on not one but 2 live webinars, and also we're technically speaking. Have you ever watched any of the technically speaking or never?
Not
Since you want to get into charts, that's what I recommend. And then also we post on social media as well. And then we've got our individual accounts and Blockchain Sensei. So yeah, I appreciate you as well for parting with your hard-earned money, and reaching a price point that we think is fair. So thank you very much, Dublin, as well, for hosting our live webinars.
And that's what difference, like, because you didn't rush, like, you weren't like, oh, do it today. Like, you gave me time.
You
gave me time. You gave me time. You didn't
like.
He didn't say, "Oh, I'll do it today." Like, sign up today. There was nothing like none of those aggressive tactics.
It's because we're abundant, my friend. We don't make the majority of our income through teaching people. We specifically teach people with the intention of upgrading them. You know what I mean? And so we can do business with people in the future. But before we go, Crypto Boss, anything from your side? Anything you want to share? I know you're a sniper. Have you been? You're always tweeting about attracting money and attracting wealth. I like it, man. I might be busy right now. Give him a second. No, maybe he's occupied. All right, cool. Dublin, message me availability. And we'll get our fourth 101 in. Let's wrap it up there, guys. Thank you very much for watching this episode. Please like, comment, subscribe, and yeah, check out all of the shows. NFT Fighters, technically speaking. Like, comment, subscribe on those. Tell a friend to come to the game every single Monday, 8 p.m. to 9:30. Thank you very much, lads.
Thanks.